Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to episode 7 of the free-to-play series. We're still at Greengrass Isle, but I am hoping and crossing my fingers that we have at least one new sleep style in this session, in which case that allows us to go to Cyan Beach. The only thing I'm wondering, though, is now that I've been working on the strength here for 3 days, if that is a bad idea to just toss it aside. But at the very least, it would be really nice to get that area bonus placed on Cyan Beach. And actually, when it comes to area bonus, we should have a talk about that here in this video, because one of you guys, I don't remember who, commented about the potential of just hitting the cap of the area bonus. And so I did a little bit of research on it. It's been too long since it was relevant to me that I just forgot. But essentially, now that the area bonus is automatically distributed across the other isles that you have when you hit the max, I'm not too worried about it. And the other thing is, the Suicune event is coming so close that I will probably scale so rapidly here that I won't be able to get hit by something. Hey, Doduo! We haven't seen Doduo yet. That means in this video, we're gonna go to Cyan Beach. All right, let's see it. And then I'm super curious to see which one of these Pokemon are hungry. That was very low, wasn't it? There we go. All right, I'm hoping it is the Doduo. It would be really nice to bring a Doduo into Cyan Beach. We'll just have to see what happens here. It could be the case that there is a Totodile hiding here somewhere too, because it is slumbering and there are not that many Pokemon that can really show up this early. So we got a Doduo, Riolu, Pichu, there is the Totodile, and we have a Magneton as well. This is exciting. It can be the Totodile that is hungry, it can be the Doduo or the Pichu. If any of these other Pokemon are hungry, I'm probably not gonna get them, just because I am not particularly interested. The Magneton is a skill specialist. The Riolu is also a skill specialist, and to an extent, I can't really afford those here on the free-to-play. So back to the topic of the max area bonus. I thought it had to do with the research rank, but that's actually not the case. It is linked to the sleep style dex goals, actually. So the number of sleep styles that you have recorded in your sleep style dex is what progressively increases the area bonus, which kind of makes sense. So I'm hoping that throughout the Suicune research event that I will be able to work enough on my dex so that I can just steamroll ahead and just go Cyan Beach for a long time, like 2-3 months, something like that at least. So I am gonna get the Doduo. I have to take the opportunity every chance I get to catch hungry Pokemon. The other thing I'm going to try to do in this video is get that Totodile, because Totodile is an incredibly important Pokemon. It is among the best berry specialists at all, of all, and Cyan Beach too is one of the most important areas for a free-to-play account. So not only is it one of the best Pokemon, but it's one of the best Pokemon for one of the best areas. That said, I do need to hold off on some of my resources. This Totodile could show up hungry again in the future. Or we can just go all out mega hit. No more biscuits needed. That is crazy. I was going to talk about how we need to do 2 Poke Biscuits first in case it gets full in that second biscuit, and then I can consider the Great Biscuit. But you know what? This Totodile is a good boy. I think this Totodile deserves the nickname Good Boy, if it is indeed a good boy. So I am a little bit curious about this Pichu, but I have to wait. That's just the name of the game. I'll probably end up seeing a lot more Pichu eventually. So in this video, we have a lot of things going on. We got 2 Pokemon to review. We're gonna ZZZ ticket off Greengrass and hit the Cyan Beach. Now, if I had been really smart, I would have probably done a nap session here at Greengrass before I switch, but since I am trying to record everything that I'm doing in these videos, I'm gonna take the break or foot off the pedal a little bit with the extreme optimization. So that's just something to keep in mind for some of you guys if you're just starting out. And actually, if you haven't played Pokemon Sleep before, this would be a great time to hop in. There's a lot of stuff happening in the game the next couple of weeks, and overall it's a game with a very good community. It's a lot of fun. We are all working on our individual collections, but in order to do that in a good way, we need to learn a lot about the game, and one of the best ways to do that is to talk to other players. And by the way, if you are looking for a passionate community of Pokemon fans, consider becoming a YouTube member here of the channel. Get to support the content and also get some great rewards. So locate the join button someplace. On Android phones, it should be just natively in the YouTube app. Google is having an issue with Apple's 30% cut. So on iPhones, the YouTube app does not showcase this join button, so you'd have to go on a computer, but click the join button and that takes you to the information page. Lifetime access to the nirtheart Discord starts at $2. That is 19 kroner. Early access to new videos. I post all of my videos more or less 1 to 3 days advance for the members, and you guys seem to really like that, those of you who are active members. And you also get priority reply to comments. And this is how the Discord looks like. It is very structured. We have a lot of chats for the main series games. Every single game that is connected to the internet, we are actively playing, trading, battling, enjoying. And then we have Pokemon Sleep and Unite as well. Really into Unite these days. So if you're a little bit interested, consider becoming a YouTube member and joining the Discord. It's a premium experience. That's why there's the $2 entry fee for it. Now, let's have a look at this Doduo, and later on in this video, we're going to have a look at the friend list, because as a special perk of becoming a YouTube member these days, you have a solid shot at being at my friend list, if that is something that you would be interested in. I, for one, felt very special when I was added to Brovinnie's friend list, and I can therefore deduct that maybe one of you guys would like a rare friend on your friend list as well, so just throwing that out there. But keep in mind, these videos are posted 1 to 3 days ahead of time, and at this point in time, I have 25 friends on my list or something close to it. So just, these spots are not forever. It's a special campaign. But yeah, Doduo, let's get to it and get this Discord out of the way. So, Doduo. Do we put up Doduo on the screen? We do, because this is the free-to-play series, as long as we are dealing with these first stage Pokemon, those are the ones that are pulled up in the widget, and that way we have a little bit of a fresh experience. Those of us who have been following the channel for a long time and watch my own videos naturally as I'm recording. So, alright, let's have a look at the sub skills, which is the important thing. If this just has berry finding someplace by level 50, I'd be beyond happy. Like, that would be amazing. No. Decent skills. I don't mind the skill trigger. Self-healing is good at the very least in the start. Now, is there a berry finding here? Nope. Speed, inventory, ingredient, energy recovery up. Oh no, timid nature. Some of you probably saw that here on the screen. That is awful, and I was looking for the bin here, but yeah, that's not available on this screen. Now let's have a look at the Totodile. Totodile is getting ever closer to that berry finding potential. Friendship level 10 is coming up now that we are headed to Cyan Beach. So level 4 is a berry specialist, as we all know. It's got ingredient finder, which is awful on the Totodile. It has a very high ingredient rate, which is not good for a berry specialist. Skill trigger S is actually decent on a Feraligatr. Inventory, speed and helping bonus. Whoa. If you flip this around, Uno reverse, just have helping bonus at the start, helping speed as inventory. That would have been awesome. And energy recovery up is not preferable here. Feraligatr has a decent main skill despite being a berry specialist, so that is unfortunate. But I think for now it is actually going to make it to the team. One of the reasons for that is we're headed to Cyan Beach, and that's going to be exciting. I'm not going to cook dinner here. I'm going to not also collect stuff. That was not a good idea. Let's go to the store. I'm just super curious about what Cyan Beach is all about, so let's head there. We can do the easy ticket. Though, one thing to consider too is if I stick around here on Greengrass, I have a higher area bonus for the first week of Suicune. But if I go to Cyan Beach now, I have a higher area bonus. Well, actually, I really have to think about this. I've been very impatient to go to Cyan Beach, but now that I have the opportunity, I'm reconsidering this, because think about this. I already have 10%. We can take a look at the map, check a look. Area bonus at Greengrass Isle is 10%. And then after this week, it'll be 20. And after next week, it will be 30. And then we start afresh on Cyan Beach. It is a lot easier to find water types though at Cyan Beach, but I need to build up the strength to find those in the first place. This is a very tricky trade-off. I do not know what the optimal solution is here. I am just hoping that by the end of next week that I won't run into this max area bonus issue. Although I should probably just unlock Cyan Beach, because then in theory, if I overshoot the max area bonus, that's just gonna go to Cyan Beach. So I'm gonna sleep on this decision, and you guys can come with your feedback in the comments. How about that? I think that's a good solution. It's a Let's Play after all. You should have some say in what to do. So here are the 20 sleep styles. I got everything in order for you to tackle a new location. It's called Cyan Beach. Cyan Beach is known for its long sandy shore and its delightfully bright and cheery vibe. You may be able to find some water types that you haven't seen before if you head there. You should definitely pay it a visit as you strive toward your next goal, 35 sleep styles in your sleep style decks. Don't you worry, I'll carry on with my own efforts to find new ways to help you research along. I think actually by the end of next week I should have shattered this goal. And so I think the best thing for now is to really work on Greengrass Isle. As much as I've been talking about Cyan Beach, Greengrass Isle is the OG event area. Halloween is coming up. Potentially, I saw some of you discuss in Nirtheart that there could be a new area coming up for October. That also means that there's going to be some stuff happening at Greengrass. I won't be able to make it to that new area on my free-to-play, so the Greengrass Isle would be the main location. The higher the area bonus on Greengrass Isle. Okay, I decided I'm gonna stick to Greengrass Isle for this week, next week, and probably also the week after, which is like ridiculous compared to the whole strategy that I've had in mind, just because I really have to optimize this weekend event and events in general. I think overall having a strong Greengrass Isle is gonna be a resource, despite the fact that we can't really force water berries here. The other thing is, I got super lucky this week. I already have Oran and Pecha Berry favored, and at that point in time, like I kind of just have to grind it out. So I'm super curious still if you guys agree with this decision to stick around at Greengrass Isle and just make the most use of our luck here. So I am gonna cook some dinner, and we can see that we can expand our pot soon. I am running into bag inventory issues, and since my overall strategy will be very focused, I'm not gonna upgrade my ingredient bag anytime soon, so I'll just have to dump some ingredients and get the dream shards for them. which is a little bit unfortunate, but I don't really have a big choice. I checked in the store, and sometime this weekend we should really sit down and have a conversation about the diamond spend on a free-to-play account. So far, I haven't spent a single diamond on anything, so the free diamonds that I've been given is 925 in total, and you can see that the upgrades are 120. With the biscuit drought and the focus on very narrow species, like I'll be hunting TOTODILE, Igglybuff, Spheal, Chikorita, and not a lot of other Pokemon, unless I just somehow manage to get a hungry Doduo, for example. And that crit on that TOTODILE today was crazy. But because of the narrow hunts, I think 100 slots is more than enough, because with the experience too that I've gathered on my premium account the past year, the pay-to-win primary account, I don't think that 100 will be an issue when I'm so narrowly focused on a particular set of berry specialists. The next thing to consider is the items pocket. That is actually what I am the most worried about. There are a lot of items that I would like to stockpile, but I won't have the opportunity to. So given that I am doing berry specialists only for the most part, and because of that, I won't really be cooking too much, then these two first upgrades don't really matter too much. I can consider looking into getting a pod expander. That would be huge. So for example, if I can do a couple Eevee hunts whenever I get snoozing, so we can have a look at that. A lot of the Pokemon that I want are slumbering, but every now and then, on average, I will get snoozing. So maybe what it is that I should be doing is go all in Eevee when I get snoozing, because that could be interesting. And the evolution in particular that I would really like to zoom in on is Glaceon. I have talked a fair bit about Glaceon in recent videos in the primary account coverage, and so Glaceon could be a good contestant. Alternatively, the Flareon. The last cooking power-up Pokemon that really is worth mentioning is the Magnezone. It has a very high skill rate, but is super expensive to power up. And yeah, it basically ties with Glaceon to an extent. You can see it's 6.2% skill rate and is 52 minutes fast. Glaceon is 53 minutes, but it's got 0.1 more on that skill rate. Meowscarada is a surprise ingredient specialist that also has the sub skill and also has 2 evolutions. So I may consider catching a Meowscarada. The only problem is when you are trying to mix up the specialty, you always end up in a suboptimal solution. So the most optimistic outcome would be if I can find an Eevee that I can evolve into Glaceon or Flareon, which has the skill level up M. And at the very least, it needs 1 skill up in terms of the trigger rate. So either the main skill chance up Nature plus skill level up M, or skill trigger M and skill level up M. I think at the main skill level 4 that it's gonna do a lot of work, and I won't really have to do or put any seeds into it, and at that point I can be pretty satisfied. So yeah, that is the plan, I think. So for slumbering, I have a couple key Pokemon that I'm hunting, and the net there is pretty wide. On snoozing, I'm not so sure. Maybe we can hop into my Pokemon Organizer at some point and do a free-to-play analysis. That would be a lot of fun. Let me know in a comment if that would be interesting to you. So that leaves us with the third option, and that is the items pocket. Especially now with the Suicune event coming up, there's going to be a lot of items that you get through missions. gifts, the exchanges, and so on. So I'm pretty sure that is going to be the first like real constraint, and that can be a little bit tricky to work around. For one, I don't really know where to put all of my candies. Thankfully, I have a lot of TOTODILE at this point in time, so we can bring up for alligator, I guess, on the widget. Helper Whistle is a huge item that I will be holding off until like super late game for those record-setting weeks. So that would be the 1 year anniversary event or some of these big legendary events. Energy Pillow is an item that I personally would like to stockpile and only use on my energy Pokemon. Handy Candy asks, you can see overall I'm getting very close to maxing out, though Handy Candy I'm not too worried about because I know that I will be spending most of my candy for a very long time on 1 or 2 for alligator. So now that I already have a TOTODILE, I can convert those Handy Candy into TOTODILE candy without actually spending the TOTODILE candy, you know? Another item that I want to stockpile are these dream clusters. To an extent, I will have to potentially use some of these just to get going, but these are some of the items that increase exponentially as you rank up. And after Suicune, after those huge bonuses, I'll probably be around rank 30, which is ridiculous this early in the save file, but that's what it is. So those dream clusters will be worth a lot in just like 2 weeks. So I will have to save some space for those as well. Now here is the big one, Poke Biscuits. I am going to be extremely sticky on these biscuits because I just know the drought is coming and I want to extend the daily standalone free to play video as possible, and catching at least 1 Pokemon a day is a big factor in that, unless I get super unlucky with some Pokemon being full on that second biscuit, which is going to happen at some point, and maybe we can do some box reviews or something to have some content. But yeah, I don't know exactly how I will be spending the friend incenses that I'll be getting through level ups and events and gifts and all that stuff. But those are pretty good, and yeah. Luck Incense also is going to be set aside for Dream Shard events only. And at that point, the 2 big things that are going to clog up my bag is biscuits and these dream clusters. So I just have to keep that in mind. One of the things too that I will be doing is to stockpile the sleep points, and I will actually deplete this bag right here of biscuits before I start spending the biscuits. That can get a little risky at some point because you only get 30 biscuits maximum per month in the exchange. So to an extent, I should deplete it fully. I should have like a buffer of, let's say, 20 biscuits. So maybe that's what I'm going to do. Just have a buffer. Whenever I get down to 20 biscuits, I just start buying biscuits instead. And then we can kind of ration this 100 item bag. But I'm pretty motivated to spend the 120 diamonds to increase the bag size by 20 points. And then if I do that 5 times, that should be 600 diamonds, and that seems like a fair trade. Now we'll just have to see what happens in the Suicune research. I won't be spending any diamonds before I absolutely have to, and it may also be the case that I will be utilizing the 90-day claim thing here. So for example, if we have a look at the history here, there's a lot of stuff that I claimed here that I didn't really have to, but I just thought it was funny to see my bag full of stuff. And yeah, my sound is being funny as usual. I really need a new computer, so I don't like these technical issues. Anyway, Snorlax is hungry, and I also want to pop into the bag a little bit because we do have a lot of Pokemon that can potentially level up. I don't know where all that milk went. That is very strange. Let me have a look. I need one more milk. Okay, I'm actually going to wait around and cook dinner a little later just because I am trying to only work on a single dish at a time. So I'll very likely get another milk by this Squirtle, even though it's looking super sleepy. I need one more milk. We need some milk in here. All right, so if we go to help me pick, there's another Totodile in the house. So that should definitely surpass at least the Squirtle. Maybe also the Pikachu. I don't think so since it's level 4, so it's probably going to end up in that 4th slot. It did. Okay. And then I want to have a look at the traits of these because I do have a decent chunk of candies. That Totodile can go to level 7. And this Totodile is just, it's not among the best. So I'm actually thinking to hope that I get a better Totodile in the next couple of days. This inventory Totodile can be nice because then I can carry a bit more into that first day of Suicune, as funny as that sounds. So let's see if we can get it to level 10 by the end of this week. Got level 7 on that Totodile. And Pikachu is level 10 already, so that is way up there. I'm not going to be able to get that any further either. So I do have a lot of handy candy. These I will be holding off on because to an extent, these Pokemon really, they don't make that big a difference, believe it or not. The constraint is not the number of spawns per se. It is the number of Pokemon that I can catch out of the spawns that show up. And at this point early in the game, usually there's at least one Pokemon that I can at least feed the bonus biscuit to if there's nothing else really to catch. So I'm hoping that by the end of next week, by having 20% area bonus here at Greengrass, that I'll be able to get 4 or 5 encounters, 5, 6, maybe 7 at some point throughout the week. So that should be good. Okay, now that we have sorted that out, I am thinking to retire the Wooper because I am having issues with inventory anyway. The Wooper is super slow. It is giving me some mushrooms, so I'm not going to release it or anything. But this Totodile right here is a nice addition now that we know that it's the 4th best berry Pokemon on my team. So that was it for the team review, and now I want to have a look at the friend list because those of you who are on the fence about becoming a YouTube member, this is a prime opportunity to be added to my friend list because here I have a fresh list. On my primary account, it is much more competitive. This account will be a lot more competitive shortly too, so get on it if you're interested because I am on the way to work on getting level 5 good friends in every single slot. That is the achievement that I've managed to do in the primary account. It's ridiculous. I have a lot of good friends. It's one of those resources that keeps on giving if you do it correctly, and it's one of the main sources of resources in Pokemon Sleep overall. So keep that in mind, everyone. Friend list, super important. I have 23 out of 50, and then we have another request here. Jazz, that shiny, rank 59, drowsy power 508 million. That's ridiculous. That's a good record, man. Good job on that. So we became friends, and the friend list now is 24, max 50. I wonder if they will increase this at some point, but I don't think personally it's happening anytime soon. The reason is the volumes of candies that you are getting at this point in time is ridiculous, as is. And you also get a lot of the Raikou mains and those legendary items during events from the friend list. So I personally think the level 6 friendship rank, closeness level, would be happening before, let's say, 60 total friends. Let's have a look at some of these new. So that was Yeah, I probably haven't received anything yet because I just added you. But what if we are to have a look at 5 per episode, something like this? That could be interesting. So Namu, I think you're new. I think we've reviewed any of your Pokemon. No, because this is a fresh set of Pokemon. Igglybuff, I love it. Thank you so much for the Igglybuff candy. I love the Igglybuff candy. That's going to be a huge help once I get my healer. Glaceon, we just talked a lot about Glaceon in this video. Tyranitar, Croconaw, Vaporeon, and Slowbro. Wow, I am loving the just lockstep investing here. You can see the Slowbro, exactly level 30. That's no coincidence. Vaporeon, exactly level 30. No coincidence. And same with that Croconaw. Also the Tyranitar. Tyranitar evolves at level 41. And this Glaceon is probably just like a skill level up M. And maybe it has like a decent nature. And at that point, it's funny that it's level 12 or 13. Very interesting playstyle. I see that you're rank 42, so that means you probably started March, April, something like this. And you're really thoughtful with your resource spend, so creds to you on that. That was one. Let's have a look at V-Raptor. V-Raptor is the player with the highest Drowsy record in my friend list, so you'll be getting some special attention just because I think that's cool. You showcased your Raichu to me in the nirtheart Discord yesterday, and that is one of the most ridiculous Raichu I ever seen. It is crazy. So I understand why this Raichu is on every single team, and it's cool. So keep doing what you're doing, man, and send me those Totodile candies. I like the Croconaw. Thank you. That was 2 out of 5. Let's see. Who else? Colin. It's always a good one. It's got his Entei team. Look at this. Typhlosion, Flareon, Arcanine, and Ninetales. That is a strong Entei combo. And he's currently probably overstacking at Lapis Lakeside, trying to get some Dratini or something. Stuffle maybe. And then just fueling that into Suicune. I really, really hope that Colin gets that Lepa Berry on the roll for Entei Week 1. That would be so cool. Next up, let's have a look at Pauly D. Seahawk fan, 83. That is pretty interesting. So, Pauly has made it to Cyan Beach. Got 4 water types on the team. That's going to be a huge help. Also got a Wooper, so it's super cool now if you start playing Pokemon Sleep that you can find mushrooms this early. Mushrooms was some foreign thing that you maybe would get in month 3 or something, but now you can just catch a Wooper and you got it. And the Krogunk, that could potentially be helpful to make some of those early meals. And thank you so much for the Spheal candy. That is one of the best candies to send to the friend list, so good choice. Next up, we have Fiddy the Vet. I don't know, among all my re-recordings yesterday, if the part where I mispronounced your name made it through, but I'm sorry about it if it did still. So here it is for today. Loving the Cramorant. Cramorant is a very weird Pokemon because it doesn't really have a natural slot. It's just if you happen to find a Cramorant that also has a ridiculous ingredient list and sub-skills just by chance, then it is worth using. Otherwise, it is very easily crept by a lot of other Pokemon, unfortunately. So Toxicroak is the best Pokemon for oil, just because getting that mono oil list is a lot easier when the Toxicroak only has 2 potential ingredients. So the AAA list is a 1 in 6. Then you have the Wigglytuff. A lot of people running the Wigglytuff. I love it. And I'm going to be running Wigglytuff as well at some point. Comfey, another very unorthodox Pokemon, I would say. You can see it is an ingredient specialist. It does the triple corn. Overall, corn, one of the best ingredients in the game. But Stuffle is a lot better. Now, I had a chat with Fiddy, and I think, if I recall, the purpose here is to just use Comfey for now. and look for that Stuffle. So Lapis Lakeside makes sense. The last friend list of the day. You know what? Jazz That Shiny is the new friend. And by chance, I can peek a look at his... Yo, the double shiny for alligator. I'm super excited to just see these for alligator. Please share a screenshot in the nirtheart Discord. Make everyone else jealous. If these two somehow are berry finding on top of being shiny, I'm going to lose it. Because my for alligator luck has not been the best. I do have a helping bonus, berry finding, TOTODILE on my primary account, but that took me a while. And then you have a third for alligator, and a Ninetales, and a Typhlosion. This is a really cool team. And you rank 59 as well with that shiny Comfey profile picture. That means you probably have been playing since at least January, probably since launch. Very, very cool. I appreciate it, everyone. Thank you so much for adding me to the friend list. And I'm also super thankful for all of you who have been becoming YouTube members the past day. I think we've had like 10 new members within the last 2 days, which is ridiculous. So I will remind you to check out, oops, there we go. You can locate the join button. Just consider some of these benefits. Lifetime access to the nirtheart Discord, which is the best Discord in my opinion for anything Pokemon related. Not just Sleep, but the main series games, Pokemon Unite 2. You get early access to the new videos. These are posted 1 to 3 days before they are published. And you also get priority reply to comments, as well as this special access to my friend list campaign. And that is the structure of the Discord. So got the news, got a general chat, got pings for the notifications. I think now I renamed it to roles, but maybe I'll rename it back to pings, but essentially notification roles. Also got a chat for, or a category for main series games, Pokemon Sleep and Pokemon Unite. Do we get to cook? No. Okay. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching.